welcome back to Mavericks. Thanks for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, this channel is dedicated to bikes, gear, and everything adventure. So as some of you may know, I've been riding my budget gravel bike up until about a month ago. Now, if you're not familiar with my budget gravel bike build, I will put links up here for you to check out. The gravel bike build was originally done when I was living in the suburbs, where I had access to a lot more farm roads and mountain bike trails. The budget gravel bike build was great. I really enjoyed it. It served me really well for about a year and a half. I took a long bikepacking trip last summer with my sister. I'll put links up here to the videos on that trip. The build at the end of the day was really meant for the type of riding I was doing when I was in the countryside. And it was a really large bike. It was a heavy bike, and I live on a third floor of a house. And bringing my bike up and down a very narrow set of stairs every day was not ideal. So I had been in the hunt for a few months for a frame swap. Originally, the idea was to keep the steel bike and do a full built around a smaller frame, something that would be almost akin to a winter beater type build. Something that I would not have to worry about getting my bike stolen in the city when I was locking up. I work part-time as a bike messenger here in the city, so having that peace of mind and being able to have kind of that beater type bike, being able to lock it, really not worry too much about scratching the bike, being fast with it, and having something a little bit more nimble was really appealing to me at the time. So about a month ago, I came across this ad for a used bike. So this gentleman was keeping his bike locked outside here in Toronto, which is a big mistake. And as what happens a lot of the time, a lot of the parts on his bike got stolen, and he was left with a frame. I think, if I remember correctly, a front wheel, handlebars, and some drivetrain components as well. And so I ended up purchasing that bike from him. As I was starting to remove all the parts from my old bike, as it happens quite often, I started falling in love with the new frame. And instead of using a lot of budget parts that I had in my bins and recycling some of the parts that were left on the frame, I started removing all the parts from my steel bike and just transferring them onto that new frame. So the idea of having a budget bike with budget part that I didn't mind getting stolen kind of flew out of the window. And I ended up just doing a complete part swap onto this new aluminum, smaller, lighter, more modern frame that I'm going to show you right now. So I didn't want to clean up the bike for this video, as I wanted to show you guys how it's been used for the last month or so. I use this guy daily. It's a shorter frame, so I went from a 58 to a 56 centimeter, which is usually what I ride in the city. It's more nimble, lighter, easier to get up and down my staircase, And yeah, just a little bit more fun, a little more snappy around town. Now, I have a whole bunch of videos that are planned with this build in the future. I'll be kind of showing how versatile that bike is. One of the really cool things about this is that some of the things that I didn't like with my previous build, I now have on this guy. So it has capacity for much bigger tires. So this is a 2013 Tri-Cross, which I believe is the second to last year this model was produced. And it is known for its tire clearance capacities. So this guy, I think I'll safely be able to run 45C tires, which I am going to try probably soon. It's still running cantilever brakes, which is fine because the cantilever brakes that I had, I really did enjoy. I've done one big ride on this guy so far, which was 88 kilometers. And it didn't feel more or less comfortable than my steel bike. So far, I'm pretty impressed with the bike. I'm having a lot of fun with it. If you do get a chance to get your hands on a Tri-Cross frame set, it's a great frame set to build a gravel machine around. I know Spinthat has also a monster Tri-Cross build on his channel that he's been showcasing for a few years now. If you want to see another builds, I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. Alright, so as always, I hope you enjoyed this content. If you found any value in this video, please consider hitting the like button and pressing the subscribe button. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.